All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Kakwadash. Giving double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Shalom to all the brothers out here laboring in this truth with sincerity. Shalom to the few sisters that watch. Just coming back with another lesson. Because it's about to get real out here, man. You know, it's pretty much over for Babylon the Great as well as China, man. You know, that they're having their you know, little spat right now, with the tariffs and stuff. But really, it's over for both of them, because China, is one of the places that live deliciously off this whore, man. China makes billions and billions of dollars off Babylon the Great. So either way it goes, both nations are done for, man. Babylon the Great is finished, aka America, as well as China, man. Moab is a done deal, and ultimately the Israelites are gonna come into rulership, man. And put the Edomites as well as the Moabites, which are the Chinese, gonna put them under their feet, man. So that's what's coming. So what's going on right now with the tariffs means nothing, man. It means nothing in relation to us, coming into power, but it has direct correlation with them losing their power, man. It's like a boyfriend and girlfriend fighting, man. That's basically what it is. But ultimately, they're gonna break up. But this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 20. And this is for the Israelites, man, because in the wake of all this was happening, Jake is gonna catch it. Jake is gonna be the first one to catch it, man. Trump is talking about cutting Section 8 housing. Who that directly affects Jake, man. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, first and foremost. So it's a whole lot coming, man, to the 2/3, man. And we know we're gonna catch it also, man. But it's about to get real out here. It's really about to get real out here, man. And the apostles and elders, man, and the camp leaders, man, from Apostle on down, have been stressing this, man. Prepare yourselves. Build your faith. Hey, get some perishable goods, man. Just something so you won't be caught off guard, man. Because really, we won't be caught off guard because we see what's coming. So it's best that we prepare. But anyway, to prepare for what's to come, you gotta have wisdom, man. And only the elect is gonna have that wisdom to be able to make it through these times, man. So that's what's coming. So we'll go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 20. It says, "Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets." And how is this being done? You got the men out on the highways and hedges, man, bringing this word out, telling you, instructing you, letting you know who you are, what's to come, what to look for. But what you have, man, you got people walking up and down the street carelessly, like we just idiots out there, man. But they don't have a clue of what's to come. It says she crieth in the chief place of concourse, right out there, man, right, in the marketplaces, right on the the main streets, man, in the cities. It says, in the opening of the gates in the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Fools hate knowledge. Matter of fact, let's go to the book of let's stay in the book of Proverbs, and we're gonna go to chapter 9, and we're gonna drop down to verse 10. Because this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding are gonna be is only gonna be revealed, so to speak, to the elect, man. The people that truly fear the Lord. So the book of Proverbs, chapter 9 and verse 10, it says, the fear of the Lord Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. You know, the fear of the Lord Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and you don't see the fear of the Lord in the people out here, man. You know, these people are not gonna fear the Lord until the calamities come, until the famine hits, until death starts to take over the land, man. You know, till they really understand what's going on, and then that's when they gonna realize what the men out there that was sighing and crying, bringing this wisdom out, were really telling the truth. So we'll go back to chapter 1, and we'll start at verse 23. We're gonna try to get through it. It says, "Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit upon you. I will make known my words unto you." And the Lord is working through the men out on the highways and hedges, man, by way of the Holy Spirit, man. And hey, we truly believe, and we really believe, and we know that we are under the right leadership, starting from Apostles on down, because the things that they've been speaking, are being brought to pass, man, right before our eyes. And the thing about it, man, it's people that are close to us, and we see them and they don't get it, man. They don't get it. That lets you know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not working with everyone, man. This knowledge, this truth has not been revealed to a lot of people out here, man. People that we see every day, people that we live with, they don't get it. But soon to come, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is gonna start bringing the pain, the anguish to Babylon the Great, and that's the only way these people are gonna realize what's going on. So verse 24 says, "Because I have called and ye refuse, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded." Hey, every day of the week, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is stretching his hand out, by way of the internet, as well as men out on the highways and hedges, man. These people think we're lying. These people think we're just doing something just to do it, just to be a part of something, which some men probably are doing that, you got a few bad apples. A lot of these camps are considered few bad apples, man, by the message that they're bringing. But ultimately, they out on the highways and hedges. But hey, GMS got the 100% truth, and that's it. So it says, "But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof." Just not paying attention, man, not caring, being careless of what's being brought out. It says, I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh." So the Lord ain't even gonna care, man, because the message is being brought. It's just like warning people, man. Hey, man, don't go down that street. It's dangerous down that street. And every day you walk by, we say, man, don't go down this street, man. That's hey, and you blow us off. And that one particular time you walk down that street, and hey, that's the last time you walk. But hey, do we feel sorry? Nah. Hey, man, we warned him. We told him. It is what it is at this point. But that's the same way it's gonna be here in Babylon the Great, man. When we see these 2/3 being put to death, for most of these people still trust in that enemy, man. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, they still love this man. As we see every day, the Elder Monarch Dazakbar bring out lessons, but these people want to save these heathen, man. After these people have put you into slavery, put you in the bottom of every financial, housing, job category it is, you only leave the worst categories, diseases, poverty. You're number one in that. But when it comes to something being prosperous, you at the bottom, man. But you still want to say these people that did calculated strategies to put you on the bottom, and you still love these people. So, you're going to get what you're going to get. So, let's see. Verse 27, it says, when your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you. So the Lord is warning, man, you know, right here in plain sight. But most people are unbelievers. You know, they don't believe this word. You know, this man has led them astray to make them think that this is a fairy tale. You know, it's something made up. It was put on you by your oppressors. But, you know, if you read and get the understanding, you'll understand that this book is for you and it's the key to salvation. So that's why a lot of people are going to perish here because they don't believe. Verse 28, it says, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. You know, because you when the word was being brought out, you disregarded it. You know, you continued being in that mirthful spirit. You continue partying. You continue committing adultery. You continue murdering. You know, you continue persecuting the prophets. So it says, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord Yahweh. You know, just continue being a homosexual. Verse 30 says, they would none of my counsel and despise my reproof. Therefore they shall eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. So, you know, basically, you know, you get what you reap what you sow. Let's see. Verse 32, it says, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from fear of evil. So, you know, during Jacob's trouble, the elect are going to be, you know, protected, man, for believing the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Now, are some brothers going to be martyrs? Yes, of course. But we know, you know, what the end is, man. You know, hey, if we perish in this truth, man, we going to be greatly rewarded. So, you know, we got to, let's see. You got this on taking precedence in the news. Now, Pakistan vows retaliation after Indian strike over tourist deaths. So you got wars and rumors of wars, man. You know, yeah. India shot rockets on Pakistan, man. You know, so they warring right now. They about to be warring right now. Hey, man, there's so many rumors of wars and war. Matter of fact, let's go to the book of St. Matthew chapter 24, man. You know, the Lord spoke of these things directly out of his mouth. You know, warning of what's to come. Let's get the red letter. All right, we'll go to the book of St. Matthew chapter 24 and we'll just get it. Verse 6, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And we're not troubled. We rejoicing, man. When we see these nations bombing each other, we get excited, man. We get excited. We know it's not the end, but we know we're close. And hey, man, there's so many nations warring against each other right now like never before, man. And we know this is gonna usher in World War III. And we like you know, we like like we in the theater, man, on the edge of our seats, you know, watching a movie, man, eating popcorn, just ready, you know, ready for the climax of this movie to take place. That's where we at. So, you know, you got these nasty Indians, man, you know, vile, disgusting, heathen, you know, about to go to war, you know, and we know fire cleanse everything. So we, hey, keep bombing, man. You know, maybe it'll be cleansed over there. We know that's one of the dirtiest places on the earth. So we got this too, man. You know, this it says, exact date U.S. supermarkets will be hit with shortages and empty shelves, according to experts. Says as stores scramble to find workarounds to President Donald Trump's trade tariffs. One retail expert has revealed when consumers can expect to feel the impact, and I think they said it take effect on May 10th. Yeah. Let's see. It says Mawson Hart, CEO of consumer products of a consumer products company, has warned that the economic impact of the U.S. government's escalating tariff battle will start showing up in stores from May 10th. What's the date? And it's the 7th. It says the product shortages and price hikes becoming increasingly noticeable in the weeks to follow. So, and it says, and it comes as TSA announces 5 states will not require real ID after May. Will not require real ID after May 7th deadline. I don't know what that's got to do with this, but you know, that's what it say. But yeah, people about to feel the pain, man. You know, I was looking for some laundry detergent, and it was sold out at Sam's. So, you know, that's a sign right there, man. You know, you never heard of Sam selling out of this laundry detergent, man. Tide or whatever. So we see it happening, man. You know, we can't wait. It's going down, man. You know, it's going down. But are the people ready? Are the people really ready for what's to come? You know, highly doubt it. And let's go to the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15. So Asia, man, China, you're not gonna be exempt from this. You know, because you took part in laying with this whore, man. All right, this is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15, and verse 46. It says, "And thou, Asia," and we know, China is a part of Asia. It says that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. Art partaker of the glory of Babylon. You know, doing exchanging goods, making money. It says, "Woe be unto thee, you wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her." Yeah, you know, always in competition, man. You know, always in competition. Who's gonna be first in technology? Who's gonna be first to do this? Who's gonna be first to do that? You know, you know, in some ways taking on the ways of Babylon the Great, man. You know, but I must say China is probably in a better position financially, of course, than this place, because the United States owe China trillions of dollars, man. So it says, "And has decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee." You know, you say, man, you got so many Asian places over here, man. You got hey, these people have cornered the markets over here, especially when it comes to that weave and all that stuff, man. You know, beauty supply stores, restaurants, all kind of stuff, man. You know, these people they came up off Babylon the Great. You know, it's a lot of, you got a whole town, Chinatown. You got a Chinatown in every major city, man. Whether they call it that or not. It says, "Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore said Yahweh Shem Shai, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death. So the same thing that's coming to Babylon the Great is gonna come to China. Maybe not to that extent, because this place is gonna be wiped off the earth. But China gonna feel it too, man. China is gonna feel it. So let's see. It keeps going, but basically that's the point. I saw another article saying that you know uh, the shipments have arrived in L.A. At the ports, and they only got half of what they usually get. So it's about to start, man. We 3 days out. So it's going down, man. So if we gotta get water, stock up on water, things of that nature, like non-perishable goods, get your camping equipment, fire starters, stuff like that. Because we never know, man. These people could just shut the grid down. We never know. When it comes to Esau Edom, man. He'll do anything to accomplish his mission. No matter who he has to take out, even his own people. So, with that being said, this was just a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And we want to constantly give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Shalom.